One thing we might like to do with a straight line, or 2 points with a line in between, is find out where the middle is. This is quite easy, really. Supposing we have this situation here. Let's just draw partial axes. Let's put some points on. Let's label them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and let's have some y coordinates down here. -1, -2, -3, -4, and 1 there, -5. And supposing we have a point down here, and we have another point up here on the x-axis, and we can have a straight line in between. Now if we want to find out where the midpoint of this line is, it's actually quite simple to see from the graph itself. We can work this out sort of visually before we do a mathematical calculation. We can see that the x coordinates range from 0 to 6. So the middle value of x is going to be here at 3. And we can see the y coordinates range from -5 down here up to 0 up here. So the midpoint is going to be at about but exactly -2.5 there. And that's where the midpoint will be. We can actually see that as being, if I write it in here, the x coordinate will be 3 and the y coordinate will be -2.5. And that's the midpoint of that line, halfway along that line. If we were travelling from the red dot to the blue dot, the halfway point would be the green dot. But we might like to work this out more algebraically. And we can see essentially what we've done here is we've defined the midpoint of those 2 points. Let's write down the blue point first of all. The coordinates of the blue point was 6, 0. And the coordinate of the red point is 0, -5. And we calculated the midpoint of those 2 points like this. Essentially what we did by looking at the diagram was to say 0 plus 6 over 2 is the x-axis, and be careful, we had a negative y value, -5 plus 0 over 2, and that gave us 3 and -2.5. So it's simply the average values. So in general, take the general situation and have 2 points. Let's just say point A there and point B here, and point A has the coordinates, let's just say x1 and y1, and B has the coordinates x2 and y2. Then the midpoint, which is around here, we can calculate quite easily. It's simply going to be x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. It's a bit like just taking the average x value and the average y value, although we do have to be very careful if any of these x or y values are negative.